Breakups are often the symptom of problems in a relationship. My workbook series, The Knowledge, is focused on helping you change your life in 4 key areas: retaining the information that I teach, personal growth, improving your relationships, and of course, re-attracting your ex. Available now at AskCraig.net. Hi there, I'm Coach Craig Kenneth.
I'm Coach Margaret.
And today we're going to be talking about why does the dumper move on faster
Then the unfortunate dumpee.
Yes. You and I have been talking about this, and
Yes.
we thought it would be good for you guys just to have some thoughts behind it and understand the process. Because when you're going through a breakup, you're incredibly depressed. And one of the things that happens when you're depressed is you become like very laser focused with tunnel vision.
Yep.
And you have a very difficult time thinking outside the box and understanding what the other person might be going through, right?
Right. Tunnel vision is a very interesting concept that we're beginning to understand more and more about. If you feel like you're in crisis, oftentimes your view of the world narrows considerably, and all you can focus on is the crisis and what you have to do to cope with it.
Yes.
And that can sort of rob you of some of your other coping capacities.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's helpful to understand that when you're going through a breakup, you're likely going to really struggle to figure out what your ex was going through because you're so overwhelmed with anxiety and depression.
And shock,
Yeah.
because you didn't expect the breakup to happen, right?
Yeah. So we got a good email today that says, "Hi Coach Craig, my name is Amy and I just found your channel a few weeks ago. I'm already hooked and a fan for life."
Oh, nice.
I know. "I had to tell you that I found your channel after a terrible breakup, and I can see by your videos that you truly understand what we're all going through. I cannot wait to Skype with you, and I know I'll feel so much better when we talk. I just bought the first workbook, and I have to tell you, it's intense. Wow, seriously, so much more than I expected." A lot of people are saying that.
Great.
And you can see some of the people's comments on my Instagram account now. People are putting their comments with their reviews and thoughts and feelings about the workbooks, and you can add yours too, so everybody can see for themselves. I have a question that I was hoping you could do a video on. Why the dumper moves on faster than the person who is being dumped? Okay, so one of the first things that comes to my mind is that the person that broke up with you had been unhappy for a long time, in most cases.
In most cases.
They had certainly a lot more than you had realized. Now, the thing is that it could be a different level. Like sometimes they could kind of not been unhappy for a while, and then they feel slightly like someone else better comes along, or you know they'd been really unhappy for a long time and you just weren't hearing them. There could be a lot of different reasons as to
That
why.
you weren't hearing them is a very common one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But they had been going through feelings for a while, and you may have not even gotten any signals from them yet. Because sometimes people are bothered by something for a long time before they've ever said a word.
Before they share it with anyone, yeah.
Yeah, and you just couldn't know because they hadn't felt that way maybe enough, or it wasn't that intense that they had ever said anything.
They weren't, they weren't ready to tell you.
Okay. The other thing that really stands out for me is that they made the decision and they feel like they're in total control over the destiny and what's happening. Meanwhile, you feel powerless.
Not only do you feel powerless, you feel shock. You didn't see this breakup coming, and all of a sudden this wonderful person who's been loving to you seems cold, distant, and even mean.
Oh yes, and they just look like a completely different person.
Yes.
And they just feel like a different person.
And you feel totally overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Totally overwhelmed.
And you are totally overwhelmed.
Yes,
yeah.
and remember, they're prepared and they're relieved.
That's right.
Okay? Now, whether they're right or wrong, they saw breaking up with you as a solution to how they were feeling.
Yep.
And so they're relieved and they're prepared.
Yep, exactly. you weren't expecting it.
No.
They were. So if you're expecting something, right? Like if you knew that your job was gonna let you go in 6 months, you would say, okay, I'm gonna figure out what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
I'm gonna figure out how to handle things. And my next point is, they had been thinking and feeling this for some time, and they were planning for life without you.
Yeah.
They were preparing for life without you. And so they were in a position where they're just thinking and feeling, okay, this is what it's going to be like, and this is what I'm going to do, and you had no idea.
Right.
Okay? So when you're in that mindset, like the job, if you know your job is coming to an end in 6 months, you're going to prepare for it.
Right.
You're going to say, okay, I better budget my money, I better start doing a resume, I better start finding out if there's anybody that I know that's hiring,
That's
and I'm
right.
going to start putting my resume, and there's all things you're going to do to prepare for it. They're doing the same thing.
And you're totally unprepared. So
Yeah.
you're overwhelmed, anxious,
Yeah.
sad, have all kind of crazy feelings. And one of the first things we hear is, does that mean they never loved me? Was this all a sham? Was this all a lie? Because there's no way somebody who really loved me could have been that mean and that abrupt in doing this whole thing. Because, of course, people do it as quickly as they can. It's never easy to break up with somebody, so you want to get it over with as fast as you can. And then afterwards, they feel like they got no explanation, no consideration, nothing.
And a lot of times the explanations they're giving you, they're half-truths,
Yeah.
or maybe they're just excuses. Maybe they don't even know the real reason. Maybe
Right.
they don't even know and they can't explain it. They just have to tell you something.
Yeah.
I know, but when I was going through my breakups, I was like desperate for trying to hear what the reasons were, so I could try and counteract them,
Right.
or well
Right.
refute them, or whatever I was
And
trying
you
to
never
do.
got any reasonable answers, did you?
No, not really.
Not
no.
really, no.
Because they're, it was just based on how they had been feeling about the relationship.
Right.
And, what was going on with them. And a lot of it probably had nothing to do with me directly, but other circumstances in their life that they were feeling upset or out of control or hopeless about or confused about. But I was the victim of it, right?
Yeah, I've got to get rid of something. You'll do.
Yeah.
I've got to fix something that's wrong
I don't
with my
know
life.
why I'm not happy.
Yeah.
Why am I not
Right.
happy? Let me figure this out.
Yeah.
What is the reason? Maybe it's
Yeah.
you.
Maybe it's you. Right.
And then the other thing that you have to understand, and I think this is really powerful, is that what they expect it to be is often very different than what reality is.
So what they expect when they break up with you, that they're going to be free somehow and life will be better and they'll be less stressed, doesn't always happen.
No. For example, if you had somebody that left you for someone else, this new person looks amazing, and they're posting all kinds of pictures, and they look happy together, and people are saying they're so happy and they're so in love, and then you feel like, oh my God, they're going to get engaged and get married. Well, give it some time, because there's a very good chance that that new person is not going to be anything like they expected,
Right.
and it's only a matter of time
Right.
before they start to see this person's flaws or problems with attachment
And
or
that's the rebound.
inability to attach.
Right. That's the rebound, and it looks great in the short term and very, very seldom good in the long term.
Yeah, like if you are expecting something to go one way, in your mind it plays out a way that you're thinking, but then when reality hits, it's very different. You may expect to go on a vacation, but actually going on the vacation and experiencing the vacation is very different than what you thought it would be. Now, there may be some ways that it goes the same, but you didn't think about the plane ride, or waiting for the luggage, or your
Right.
luggage getting
Yeah.
lost,
Yeah.
or turbulence in the air, or your hotel reservations being messed up.
Right.
There's a lot of different things that you're not going to plan for or expect.
And then you find out that your new person hates swimming pools.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or they don't like the hobbies that you like to do, or they're put off by the
Yeah.
things that you do, or maybe they don't want as much closeness as you do. There's a lot of different factors, but the bottom line is that what they expect to happen during the breakup is going to be very different than what actually happens.
That's right.
hmm
That's right.
So, even though they were prepared for what's going to happen, it's still going to go very different. But the difference is that they had the power to choose where I'm going on the vacation in this example.
And people say, well, how long does this take? It can take a while.
Mm-hmm.
Because for a while they're relieved, for a while they're feeling free, and they're not going to look distressed. It can take weeks or months.
Yes. Yeah, it really does.
It really does.
You don't want to see a breakup as a sprint. It's a marathon. I've said that before.
Yeah.
And you really want to look at it that way. Now, we of course don't want you to put your life on hold forever. We want you to grow and focus on personal growth, and then getting to a place where you can evaluate if the breakup or the relationship was even what you want or what is best for you in the long term.
Because sometimes, you don't want that person when you really stop to think about it, or there are reasons that it's not going to work.
Yeah.
And then you pull out your list of why it's all your fault, right?
Mm-hmm.
And think about every negative thing you possibly can that has ever been said to you, about you, etc., etc. And you feel miserable, and there they are, looking like they're out having a good time.
That's right.
It's enough to develop a cold. Yeah.
So, know that even though your ex looks like they have moved on so much better, so much easier, reality will hit them at some point.
Reality will hit them at some point. So if you're a little bit patient, you may see. And when reality hits, sometimes people reach out. Right?
Yes. In many cases they do, because they were attached with you.
Yeah.
And you did have something probably more special than whatever it is that they moved on to right away, or if that does happen, because it does happen a lot. So hopefully this will help you understand that the reason the person that broke up with you, it seems like it's been so much easier for them. And in the short term, it has been.
Right.
But in the long term, they're going to think about you, wonder about you, and regret their decision. And based on your behavior, it's going to impact how much more likely they would want to work it out with you or not. Because if you continue to badger them, harass them, stalk them, they're going to be like, you know what, this person, I can't deal with this anymore. Too much drama, too stressful, right?
Yes, and what you're going to say is, you asked for space, here it is.
Mm-hmm. All right, so hopefully this was helpful for you guys to see another perspective on it. When you want to get our help personally, just go to my website, askcraig.net, sign up for the coaching option that works best for you. I do email coachings and I do Skypes. Margaret is also available for Skype coaching.
And many of you are signing up, and I'm delighted to talk with you.
Just click on Margaret on the top of the website. Put a like on the video, add me on Instagram. But that's it for this video. I'm Coach Craig Kenneth.
I'm Coach Margaret.
And we will talk with you soon. I'm Craig Kenneth, a relationship coach and a psychotherapist. Every relationship is different, and every breakup is different. Work with me and you'll get professional help on your situation. Just click on the link in the description below or go to my website, askcraig.net.